the show this week.
I think it's scary that I didn't, because I generally don't look at myself in that picture. So I saw it, but I assumed I was somebody else. So I was like, oh, okay, it's obviously a US senator or something. I didn't think that's me. I know what my face is like, so I don't look at it generally, you know.
Okay, so we're potentially live.
That picture. So I saw it, but I assumed I was somebody else.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we're pre-curtain.
Pre-curtain. That sounds like mid-wank. Pre-curtain.
What was that? It's a new record. 8 seconds before our first taboo word.
Wank, is that a taboo word?
Wank, you can't say that on air.
Oh, okay.
Never swear on an on-air studio.
Can
you say 5-knuckle shuffle then?
Yes.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Fair enough.
Just don't say, like, if you're going to say cock, you need to mean bird.
Yeah,
not,
cock to mean bird.
Not cock.
To mean penis.
I don't ever talk about cocks, meaning
bird or penis.
Chickens.
Okay, cool. That's all right. You can talk about them.
You can talk about that DJ, Sarah
Cox.
Yeah.
Sarah Roosters.
I want to pet Sarah's roosters.
Now, you see, you can't say that. You
talk about I'm talking about a woman named Sarah who has 2 roosters in the garden.
Ali's in chat.
Hello, Ali.
And Bearded Viking Customs.
Auntie Ali or Muhammad Ali?
Both.
Oh, wicked.
Chris Bishop's in. He's the responsible for tonight's show. Because if he didn't hit the like button, I wasn't putting it live.
Good idea. Good idea.
Let's crack on with the theme tune. It's rolling now. I don't think people can hear it. I don't think it's warm by now.
So if I fart now, no one will know.
Well, they will, because we're now live. Welcome to the Ideal Ohm Show, episode 195. Absolutely chock-a-block show tonight. Even I have news. That's how packed tonight's show is. We're going to show you some new vape gear. We're going to show you some newly announced upcoming vape gear. Top exclusive content from Mr. High-End Enthusiast and the nation's favourite squonker, James Blythe. We have
like a contestant on Factor.
Celebrity Darts. We also have the nation's leading juice expert, Brad. And this week's competition winner, John. So we've got absolute loads of stuff. We're going to talk about the America thing, we're going to talk about advocacy in general, we're going to talk about big tobacco, we're going to talk about Juul, we're going to talk about new vape gear. There's a little bit of squonking later on. I've had a little browse. We've got a really high caliber Travava this week. Some genuinely good Travavas.
And some shit.
There'll be a few ropey ones probably. But there's some really good ones actually. So we've got that as well. And we'll see how we'll crack on. Maybe some good stuff coming up, so do stay tuned for that. Let's just slide into it. Brad?
Hello, darling.
Lunch, beer, vape. Favourite film ever?
Ooh. Oh, yeah. That was going to be so easy, and then my brain was like, ding, ding, more. Cool. Lunch was really nice today. I had a salad.
Egg?
Nope.
Not salad then.
It was a halloumi and asparagus salad. It was very, very
A bit
young.
of egg would have absolutely helped.
It would. I agree. It would have finished it off perfectly.
It would have made it inedible. That's what it would have done.
What? You don't like the taste of fetus?
No.
It's
No.
not.
It's only a chicken ovary.
It's a different thing. It's embryo. Chicken ovary. How's it ovary? Fucking.
How would they make the next egg?
biology fucked hard.
How is it not an ovary?
We'll have to go through all that stuff with you. You fathered a child. This is outrageous.
Stay tuned. We're going to read the instructions to tampons to Brad at the end of the show.
So you had a salad with tick.
I had a salad. And I am not drinking beer tonight. I am drinking red wine because that's what I had in the fridge.
Good man. Why is it in the fridge? Is it already open?
Yeah.
Oh, that's all right.
And wine should be cold.
No, not red, you div, unless it's shit.
I come from Africa where it's 30 fucking degrees all the time. Wine lives in the fridge.
Yes.
I grew up drinking cold wine.
Yeah.
And my theory.
Otherwise, it's mulled wine. Isn't it?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, my theory is that red wine should be served at room temperature in France in the 1700s or 1800s, whenever the fuck wine's from. It was cold as shit back then.
Literally just making up science tonight, Brad. He's just got embryo.
100%.
It was cold in France in the 1700s.
When do I not make shit up?
That was the last ice age, wasn't it? 17.
Somewhere around there. I am still vaping on the little Orion. Quite enjoying it still. But what's in here is quite special.
Oh.
I'm vaping my own very, very complicated concoction. As the resident juice expert I've been crowned recently. It is the new American compliant plain VG and Nick.
Why?
Because, and this is me making up more science, if I think about a flavor and then vape this, that's what I taste.
And it doesn't alter your wine.
It doesn't affect my wine. It will go with any chip salad. Someone knows what I'm talking about.
Does anybody live near enough to Brad to get round there and like set an alert system up? I think he's fucking off his head.
Yeah, what's that thing what you do when people have a stroke? There's like that acronym, the TOAST acronym or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
Tickle.
On the plus side,
Is it
can't
called
smell
face,
almond.
arms, something? I don't know. Someone tell us in chat.
Don't you have to lift their arm and see if it
Get them to lift
doesn't
their
hit
arm.
them in the face?
Otherwise, they could be unconscious.
That's
not a stroke. No, they're not.
No, he's good. He's just mental.
Favorite? Oh yeah, I'm with James on that one. My mother would agree.
Then Craig was on. I would just say Craig was on a hangout, and one of the participants had a stroke, and they had to call the ambulance.
He had a heart attack, didn't he? He had a heart attack.
I thought he had a stroke.
I thought he had some sort of heart thingy, and then he came back on later on with the live from the hospital bed.
Yeah, whatever it was, I do remember him coming back from the hospital.
That's fucking golden. Everyone's gonna hate my greatest movie of all time.
Probably.
Although
Well, it's got to be Blood Diamond, doesn't it?
Jumanji.
Oh God, no, that was a horrendous African accent.
I thought it was
Ghost
really
in
good.
the Darkness. You remember Ghost in the Darkness?
No,
No.
Is that,
Don't
the film?
don't watch
Ghost in
scary
the
films.
Darkness.
Is that a film? Is that your favourite film?
Yeah.
Ghosts in the Darkness.
the straight to VHS Ghost in the Darkness.
Yeah. No, it was cinema. It was 1998, 99.
In this
And
country.
it's about man-eating lions in Africa in the early 1900s. And it's a real story. That
Let me just
the
say
two
on
lions
Google, I've got the words ghosts in and it hasn't even suggested that's a fucking
Well, Google didn't exist when that movie came out.
I see what you
That
mean.
doesn't matter.
That's not how Google works. That's not how Google
Oh,
works.
Africa in 1998, it was the Ice Age, wasn't it? Brad?
Yeah.
Oh, the ghost and the darkness.
I don't know.
You don't know the name of your favourite
You
fucking...
definitely know the name of your most
I'm
favourite.
Googling it now as we
It's
speak.
got a solid 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb.
Oh, that's better than most Nicolas Cage films, John.
I agree. I never said they were good. I just said I watched them.
And I'm not criticising you. All I'm saying is that's better than most Nicolas Cage films. I love a Nicolas Cage.
That is a fact.
I wonder what his
It's a real
highest rating
story
film
about
is.
two or three man-eating lions, and they actually captured them, killed them, and then taxidermied them, and both of them are
What's
still
with
on
the name of
display
it then?
in a museum somewhere. Because they fucking come and go and eat you, and no one realized what the fuck happened until you're dead. Because they're hunted through the savannah, long grass shit.
Aren't all lions man-eating lions?
I was going to say, isn't the money?
If you stand still long enough, yeah. But these ones particularly only ate humans. They stopped eating animals.
According to the film.
Could have been fiction.
It could have been fiction. But anyway, that's 12 minutes in. I think we should
sorry,
move
carry
this along. I'm going to throw this because chat has already chosen my question, and I really want to know James's answer to this. I asked long before anyone came on. So, James, darling.
Good evening.
Vaping, drinking, day, and if you were
we have to know.
Oh shit, terribly. I did say lunch.
No, we don't need to know what his day's been like.
Okay, fine. James, don't tell me about your day. Just tell me vaping, drinking, lunch, and if you were to become a farmer, what kind of farm would you have? Animal farms. No, you're not going to go grow fucking grape seeds.
Well, animal farm, that's a whole different thing.
I know where your mind went with Animal Farm there, John. There is an Animal Farm. Remember Animal Farm?
I remember the book.
Richard. Anyway, yes. Okay, so I am vaping on some Box Classic with Tobacco Crunch in there. Viper V2 on top, with Black Whistle on top there, all the Hellfire bits on the top. I've still got my Lucas on the go, still plodding on. I think I've had this Lucas 4 years now, and I've used it a lot, and it's still working, and I like it a lot. And in there is pistache.
Oh.
In 3 milligram from Toby, Viper on top, Whistle on top of there. That's really good. It's really good. The pistache, I really, really like it. And I was gonna get another. I've got a couple of SVAs. I was gonna have an SVA evening, but I haven't managed to get the other one up and running just yet. I've got me vintage SVA. They're 5-ply 3-wood. Isn't that nice? Isn't that really
Very
nice?
nice. Very nice.
Carbon door. It's a DNA 30. Look. You do miss. Is that upside down? Yeah, you do miss that decimal pointage.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. So 1.1 ohms there. A sensible 1.1 ohms at 13 watts.
Oh, 14. I was thinking we could be like watt buddies. 14.
And in there is whatever was in the bottle from last time I used it. It's kind of lost its flavour a bit. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but I'm basically vaping the same as Brad essentially.
It's catching on.
Nicotine and VG, but I'm not entirely sure what else.
It's the same thing they're vaping in New York.
Yeah. We're all going to be vaping it soon. We're all going to be vaping soon. We'll talk about that later. And again, a Viper on top, and on there's an ultimate drip tip that I got with the K-Loud, I think. I remember it was a K-Loud.
Yeah, I remember K-Loud.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, that is the drip tip from the K-Loud. Yeah.
It's good. It's a lovely drip tip. Yeah, it's rarely on the K-Loud, if I'm honest with you.
Oh, that was a pain in the dick, wasn't it?
It still is. It's
a lovely vape when you get it going. But
it is, but just coiling it. But then once it's coiled, then wicking it, and then that's a pain in the arse. And then filling it because it's like it holds.
It's about this much.
Yeah, but it's nice. That little wisp is delightful. It's really delightful.
Have you got? Is it mine? That K-Loud? Was it?
No. I got it from I got it from somebody called Dave. I want to say Dave.
It could be. It could have been one of them things.
No. I think what happened was I bought something and it didn't arrive in a timely manner, and the person was terribly. I'm really sorry about this. I've put some extra thing.
I like it. I like that attitude. I like that. I don't know who this Dave is, but I like him.
I think it was. Is it? Oh, I'm totally picture his face. He's not been on Facebook for a while. Anyway, that's what I'm vaping on. I'm drinking on a fine Pilsner, Danish Pilsner. It sounds more German. It sounds more might be German. It says Danish, but it sounds German. That's the new version there. I like that a lot.
It's a lovely drop.
I had a sandwich for my lunch. I had turkey and ham on sun-dried tomato bread with like a little drop of salad, no egg. Some pickles and stuff in there. It was nice. It was really, really very tasty. It was. I had to dislocate my jaw to get it in there, but it was good. It was good. I like that snake move that you just got to pull sometimes. We're a big.
I like a sandwich that has some girth to it.
Oh, this was hella girthy, mate. Hella girthy. Muffus. Drinking that. Yeah, no bother what my day was like. Let's tell you, if I was a farmer, then I would farm some pigs, because pigs are really tasty, and that's what I would do. I think I would have lots of pigs because they're so versatile.
You can eat everything, can't you? Like literally.
Yeah.
I thought the premise was that you wouldn't eat.
Why?
That was the premise in chat, but I wasn't following that. I was just like,
Nobody mentioned that. Nobody mentioned that. If I can't eat them, then I want something better than pigs. Pigs.
No, you can eat them. I decided you can eat them because
cool.
animals are here for eating.
Cool. Yeah, then that's what I want. I want pig because like you said, you can eat all of them.
Yeah.
You can eat.
Ham's nice.
Pork.
Sausages.
It's like that. It's like the old Bobby Thompson joke. We don't have to kill one; just maybe chop a leg off and send it around with crutches.
I will actually, speaking about that, I will put up a picture in group tomorrow of my favorite warthog, which only has one leg. No, no, it's got 3 legs. It's missing one leg.
For fuck's sake, bro. Say it to yourself in your head and then actually say it out loud.
So you can chop off a pig's leg and then...
Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. Next Christmas. Oh, it's good.
And you can hide dead bodies.
That is true. That has been mentioned in chat as well.
Snatch.
They go through bones like butter.
Yeah, I wasn't going to mention that. Because that's you got to keep them sort of things under wraps, aren't you?
You have a bit of a serial killer vibe.
I have. It's the eyes, isn't it? It's the eyes. I gotta get the glasses off. I've got them taped on because I don't want to give away the eyes. Yeah. So yeah, that's me. Okay. We'll go over to John.
Okay.
John. The usual. What you drinking? What you vaping? And what did you have for your lunch? And since this is kind of sort of a relevant question, if you could make, and this would be right up your street, you've been a megalomaniac, if you could make one single law right now and it would just go across, it doesn't matter what it is, it doesn't matter how crazy it is, one law that's going to be passed immediately, what would that law be?
So many things going through my head. Day's been good. The weather's been shit until today. It kind of stopped Noah kind of style. It just stopped at midday. It's great. But it's been pissing it down for 3 days. Lunch, I had a cheese topped roll that was so fucking dry, I could barely swallow it. It was ham. I know it wasn't ham. It was cheese and piccalilli. But it's very, very dry. I am currently vaping.
I like me some piccalilli.
I like good piccalilli.
It's got to be good piccalilli, otherwise piccalilli can fuck off.
Yeah, I've said this. We've talked about this before. I've said shit piccalilli is shit.
It's true. It is. I don't like it to be. I don't like that bullshit thing where it's like slightly sweet or it's like not vinegary enough or it's a bit watery. Don't like. I want it to be like piccalilli.
It must be tangy as fuck. Like if my face doesn't look like it's bitten into a lemon.
Yeah,
it's not piccalilli.
I'll say this: if it's shit, I'm not impressed.
Yeah,
And I've always said that.
yeah, I'm the same. I don't really care for shit things. Like just as a rule.
No, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I've basically got a not shit billet box. Inside the billet box, I have got a velvet vapes bridge. And on the end of that bridge, I've got the Presso coil. I'll talk about it a little bit later. And in there, I've got 25 milligram Nick Salt can only be breakfast. I found the perfect Nick Salt lung hit level for me, and it's 25. It's fucking immense. 25 milligrams. It's great. It's funny because companies are selling this or lower than this as the strongest thing in the UK. You could easily, if you're a smoker, lung hit the fuck out of that. No worries. In this Guardian, Smart Guardian, on this is a Devar 16. In that is 50 milligram crack current. Exciting. Same thing as every week, really. That is awesome. Oh, I'm drinking on Coast Ship. I had a Sierra Nevada Pale Ale, and then I moved on to Coast Ship. Liking it. I haven't had a drink all week, so I'm really appreciating the beers. If there was one more, see, it's bad. It's bad though. That's the problem, though, James. Wicked things came into my head when you said it, and I mean it as well. Good.
Let's.
If you're alive and you get past 75, you're not allowed to leave the fucking house. Honestly, you are a pain in the arsehole to everybody else in the world. Fuck off. Stay inside. Get your shit delivered. Don't go down the shop. You're fucking irritating as shit. Don't walk on the pavement. It's fucking annoying. Fuck off. Stay inside. My dad's 72. He's got 3 years. Then he can just fuck off and stay inside.
I don't mind it if it's within working hours.
Okay, fine. I would give you that, actually.
10 till 3.
Outside of rush hour, do what you fucking like. Yeah, and whoa, but wait there. From 3 o'clock until we close, you can't use the post office. And you cannot use the post office between 12 and 2. You've got between 2 and 3 to get your post office bullshit done. Because no one fucking cares. It is demented. We've invented a pension fucking system where all they do is go in and remove the entire thing anyway and put it in the fucking under the bed. Just fuck off. You have got until 9 and 12. You can come back between 2 and 3. Don't go in the shop after 3 o'clock. No one's fucking interested. Do not go in the shop before 9 o'clock. You are in the fucking way. It is fucking irritating. I don't think you're sweet or endearing. I think you're a pain in the arsehole. Stay the fuck away. There you go.
I think that's fair
So
enough.
if to sum things up, as our homies get older, you stay the fuck away from John.
I don't give a fuck. I used to work with old people. I have no problem. Honestly, it's the most annoying fucking thing in the world. I don't understand. Everybody's saying this thing. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, okay. No,
It's a bit like lorries. It's a bit like lorries in Sweden.
What's that?
They have to pull up, don't they, at rush hour and park on the lay-by.
Good. Yeah. That would have been one, but I'm not. Lorries overtaking each other is ridiculous.
But it's the same concept, isn't it? It's moving them out of the way to alleviate pressure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
Under pressure.
when you've got everybody who runs a company or anything, you've got some business to do, and you have to go to the post office at lunchtime, and it's pension day. Oh my god.
Well,
I don't care. I have no sympathy. Seriously, fuck off. It's irritating.
That wasn't anywhere near as bad as I expected. I mean, I thought you were going to say kill them at 75. I thought
I was close.
79.
I think
That's
it was
me.
just Euthanasian, all of them bastards. I thought,
Launch them into
79
the
death
sun.
day.
That did go through my head. I was like, kill him. And then I thought, no, wait. Don't say that.
just let them stop in. You know, you should have just stuck with let them stop in just permanently. If you've had 75 years, if you've not seen everything by now, then you've missed it. That's it. Just have that cut off. That's fair enough.
I will say as well, it will add to the plus 75 law. This is just an amendment. You can't vote. No one cares. Don't contribute anything. You're not allowed to vote. No.
I have a funny. I'm going to call it Granny and Grandpa story about a statement along those lines. My wife found herself very rapidly written out of my grandparents' will when she made that exact comment. Well, I don't think pensioners should be allowed to vote. while sitting at the dinner table with my grandparents.
I've probably said this on the show before, but just as a I had to be really clear with my parents about 6-7 years ago. Just because I just wanted it said. My point was, it's not 1890. I don't care if I'm in your will or out of your will or percentage wise or anything. Spend your money now on whatever the fuck you want. I don't care.
I think my wife's quite happy that she's out of the will because she's not being left money. She was being left about 100 very fucking creepy dolls.
I really like that.
Yes, they're going to someone else.
That's awesome. Right.
I think it's flawed logic.
What is?
The pensioners can't vote.
Why? Why vote?
Well, they could. A pensioner, potentially 66, they could be still bouncing around for over 10 years.
I said 75. You're in the cut-off. You're still in the 75 thing.
Oh. Yeah.
So you've still got 10 years of voting when you've retired. I have no problem with that. I don't care about your opinion when you're 83. I'm not asked. It's fine. I can pretend.
They're the most wise.
No. Haven't contributed into the system for 10 years. No interest. It's fine. Fuck it. I didn't say mulch them and use them as fertilizer. Do
you think 75-year-olds vote on policy based on their own personal needs?
I think they do.
Or do you think they vote for what they think is best for the next generation?
I think they definitely do vote to protect their own assets, which is ludicrous.
No, that's interesting. That's interesting.
So,
that's interesting.
Yeah, I know.
The next time the Lib Dems or Labour rock up at the door, I'm just going to bring them inside and play this video and say, what do you think?
I got in a lot of trouble about the TV license thing. I got in lots of trouble over that.
Well, it's not worked out, has it? Carry on.
Richard.
Yep.
How's your day been? Oh, what? You don't care. I'm not going to ask you how your day's been then. Fuck it. What'd you have for lunch? What were you vaping on? What are you drinking on? Was it, isn't it, really? One soft drink for the rest of your life. What is it going to be?
Okay. Right. Drinking Brewdog IPA. It's okay. This. Check it out if you haven't tried it. I'm vaping on lots of stuff. The Crown 4 kit. The Squape 7. I've turned it all black just for the purposes of putting it on this mod. You can do that. The MPV5 that we'll talk about later, potentially, if we haven't already run out of time. And lots of stuff in between. I've got Panda Bomb, Little Cracker, Generic Custard, and Rick's Voodoo Brew, and some Can Only Be Something. So that's all good. For lunch I had what we've referred to on the show in the past as shit sushi. Which is sushi purchased from a supermarket. So that's a thing.
Yeah, it's weird. It is shit, but I do give it's I don't mind it though, as long as you kind of put it in that thing. You know?
It's what it is.
Yeah,
fuel, isn't it?
Yeah,
to avoid dying. What was the question?
One soft drink you have.
Oh yeah, diet lemonade.
Right? No, brand. It's not brand. Diet lemonade. Who are you?
It's a fizzy drink. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you have
all
to
right,
know.
all right. 7-Up Zero then.
All right, perfect. Well done. Well, not hard, was it? Jesus, fizzy pop, Belen. Right.
What's first on the real actual vaping news?
I was just going to talk very, very briefly.
Welcome to the people watching on catch up that skipped the first half hour.
Yeah, like when are they going to fucking say something? Oh, fuck me in the face. Sorry.
Go on, what's first on the list?
I'm just gonna. It's me. I'm going to talk about my vape mail from the fantastic Richard Vickerston, and it is the Velvet Vape Unilink that is currently residing in my billet box. It's there. It's there. And inside that is a Vapresso 0.6 mesh coil with cotton. I know that one of the most popular coils by Vapresso is the not porcelain. What's the word? Ceramic coil. I don't use ceramic coils.
White stuff.
Yeah, I don't really like the idea of ceramic coils. Just personally, I remember them failing quite a lot of emissions tests, so I don't really use them. But I will say, so I've got the 0.6 coil in here. Look, if you're into billet boxes, this is going to make some sense to you. If you're not, don't worry, because Richard will talk in a second. So I've got this at 30.1 watts, 0.6, so it's about 4.2 volts. I'm going to say, I'll go, I don't know, click, and that will be, I'm going to hold it near the mic, and so you'll be able to hear how quickly it fires up. Click, click. It literally goes instantaneously. They are absolutely fantastic little coils from Vapresso. Low bedding in. It's really easy to put in the thing and use. And the other thing, well, the thing that I will say, it's going to come up later. We're going to talk about it. There's a lot of coils that have been banging around for a long time, and I think it's really great when you see a bridge or another use for a coil that's not that old. That's relatively speaking. So when you're talking about Nautilus coils, they're 5 years old now. The original BVCs. Oh, BV. Well, no, what was the one before that? Bottom dual coil. So the VDCs came out about 5 years ago with the same threading. So it is really nice to see a piece of equipment you can use with what is a fairly new coil, and there are 5 or 6 different variations of the coil. 5 Vapresso, the ceramic coils. There's organic, special, eco-friendly something. I don't know what it is. Is it like
Eco-friendly coils?
Yeah, it's like palm or something in there.
Yeah, there's I think that is it a certain type of pulp or something.
Yeah, something like that.
That's doesn't require all the logistics of cotton.
Yeah.
Uh,
So they cut down palm and use that. So that they're killing orangutans for cotton.
No, seriously, it's greener.
Sort of. I mean, it's still made of metal, so but that's recycled.
Well, it's still done 7,000 miles in a plane. Yeah. But yeah, it's velvet vape, isn't it? Velvet vape.
Velvet vape. There's 2 different versions. Make sure you get the right one.
If you're a fan of EUC coils, which a lot of people are, and you have a billet box, check it out. When we work out where you can actually get it, we'll post a link in the group.
You need a Rev 4 or above to get.
Someone in chat says bamboo.
Bamboo. That is exactly correct. And bamboo, you would know, is one of the fastest growing plants in the world. So it is eco-friendly.
So it's a good coil for popular.
Cardboard sleeve and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's the packaging is far worse than the actual that tiny strip of cotton.
It's a misnomer.
Yeah. Plastics. But anyway, that is a fantastic bit of vape mail because Richard got that to review, I think, but he doesn't have a billet box.
No, it was sent to me by a European vape manufacturer that I consult with as a check it out, but they didn't realise I didn't have a billet box.
I've got. I will say.
So I sent it on, and it's a really good coil. It's a really popular coil. If you've got a billet box,
fucking easy to fit. It's easier to fit than a comfort bridge, which is the one that used the Nautilus coils, because there's no screwing in. The whole thing's pressure fit, so you literally put the whole thing together in there and show it. It's quite cool. Richard, Jill.
Oh, okay, yeah. So this was news this week. It's done the rounds on social media. It's also made its way onto the BBC. I'll put it on screen. BBC Business News. Juul boss Kevin Burns steps down amid vaping concerns. The initial paragraph, Kevin Burns, chief executive of vaping firm Juul, has stepped down amid growing concerns around vaping health risks and criticism of its marketing. Okay, so first of all, it's not the guy in the picture. We'll point that out. It's an old, rich-looking bloke, Kevin Burns. So I'll just point that out very clearly at the start. In my opinion, they've used a situation to post a slightly misleading article on this. I don't think it's a BBC. It's probably replicated from Reuters or something like that. Slightly lazy journalism on the part of the BBC, potentially more devious than that. I don't know. Slightly sensationalist, but basically, the CEO of Juul has stepped down, but really, it is amid vaping concerns. But it's completely unrelated, really.
He was immediately replaced by the Altria. I'm trying to think of that name.
Yeah, so exactly. So he's been replaced by a big tobacco executive, which is their want. They're creating a stronger foothold in that company. They're restructuring that company, and they're moving it more in their direction, which was always going to do when they got such a dominant share of the company. It was always going to be the way that went. I think really, he's kind of just. I mean, he's estimated to be worth £1 billion.
And
so
they all got shares.
He's still got shares as well. So it's not £1 billion to sit on. It's £1 billion plus future
shares.
growth. So I think it's more of a retirement. He's of that age when he's got that money, and it's more of a retirement. There'll have been a certain amount of pushing,
to use a picture. It's very clever to use that picture, because you do assume it's
yeah. It's not him. It's an old bloke, and he's stepping down. But like I said on Facebook, he's stepping down onto his yacht probably to enjoy his money for the rest of his life. And it's unrelated. In my opinion, genuinely, it's unrelated that he's stepping down amid vaping.
What do we think that some of the cartridges that have caused these lung problems, the fake cartridges, allegedly, do fit? That's not alleged. Do fit Juuls?
Yeah, some of them have been reported as hacked Juul pods.
As Juul pods.
But I mean, what manufacturer in the world couldn't cause a death by misuse of their product? I mean,
no, absolutely.
You could choke on a Kinder Egg wrapper.
I thought my favourite. This is the way I've now been explaining it to people, because of the ban thing. If that were true, we would have to ban Rizzler paper, because there's no actual law dictating what you put in a Rizzler paper. It's down to your own common sense or stupidity. If you want to put brick dust in it and cyanide and then roll it up and light it, you can. There's nothing stopping you doing it apart from the availability of cyanide. But you don't do anything.
I think the real story here is the second bit, the fact that they're putting in a big tobacco executive to run Juul. That shows clear strategy by big tobacco. It shows how much importance and significance they're putting on that side of their business, their investment. It'll be very interesting to see in what direction Juul go now. Off the back of this, on a technological side, you could accuse them of being at standstill. Their device is old.
Yeah, very, very old. Yeah. No.
Where's the Juul 2?
It's 4 years old.
Apple bring out two or three iPhones a year.
Yeah, that is. Well, as I said to somebody today, it's not just old tech. It's fucking old now. We're talking about
when they launched it.
Silica wick with a nichrome coil, which is like fucking mental. Yeah, it was old when they launched it, as you said. Yeah. But they can't. We'll get to this, but we've got one thing over them that they can't do anything about.
So it's an interesting, it's a slightly interesting article, but not for the reasons widely publicised.
Mm-hmm.
So what's next, John?
Brad.
Brad does have something to say.
There's glasses on or something.
But I'm not going to say it now, because I've realised it chimes in quite well behind Richard's next story.
Okay,
so
cool.
Rich, after your next one, I'll chime in with that.
Okay, we're going with James with the Nostrum.
Okay, yes, some vaping hardware news next on the cards. So this is not available yet, coming out soon. This is a new RTA, a 22mm RTA from TJT out of Poland. You might remember TJT from the nipple and the baby nipple. Both cracking made atomizer. I've had a nipple or two, had a couple of nipples, but I've not had a baby nipple.
Show
Is it not? I thought there was a rumor you had a third nipple.
That isn't true. That isn't true. That is just a rumor. It was just a pair of nipples.
That's my favorite.
It's plenty, isn't it?
Fantastically made bit of kit out of Poland, like I say. And they've got a new RTA coming soon. I'm not entirely sure when it's going to be. It's probably going to be around about October. I'll just give you some information. We have got some pictures. The pictures are just of a prototype made out of a 3D printed prototype and some of the kind of the renders.
How did they get Mark Todd to coil it?
Not on that picture, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It's a bit of a loose coil in that one. So this is 22mm stainless steel bottom fed. It's going to be bottom fed, or you're going to be able to change it up to a regular dripper if you'd prefer. It's got a kind of a diagonal airflow system in there, unlike the previous the nipple. That airflow was controlled with grub screws. This has got a proper airflow ring sort of affair on it. The materials at the moment that are going to be used are stainless steel, Ultim, and POM. Or POM, whatever you want to call it. But if you know TJT and you've seen the extravagant materials that they use for special edition nipples and baby nipples, they use Damascus, Macrame, zirconium, and that sort of thing. And you get all of these bonny things coming out. There's bound to be them coming out as well. At some point, the airflow is regulated by an I've got written down here an arc ring, 4 oval. So there's 4 airflow intakes you can see on the render there. There's 4 oval air tops, air holes, preventing the juice spitting out and giving perfect airflow inside. Apparently, it's going to be BF or non-BF with an easy conversion. Change the pin sort of jobby. What is a little bit unusual is the juice reservoir is kind of under the deck. It's not. I mean, it's still an RTA, but you've got the juice reservoir kind of under the deck there. I don't know if you can see there certainly on the 3D printed prototypes. You can see the coil is sitting on top of the deck, and that's kind of it's feeding in.
Yeah,
to
you can squonk it as much as you want though, because the air's right at the top.
You're going to be able to squonk the
drown that baby.
Yeah. Which is really, really cool. So we've got that. Where have we got? So due hopefully in October, but the price is apparently still in consideration. We're looking at around about 130 to 150 euros, probably. That depends on the final production costs. I say it's made in Poland. The previous track record from TJT has been absolutely spot on. Loads of people love the nipple. I mean, I know Frank was a big championer of it. He championed the nipple and loads of people kind of I'm
trying to think of the old what was the other ATI, what was the other dual the vertical coil ATI dripper that I'm thinking of.
Watofo did a support.
No, yeah, they did, but I was thinking of the
where you put the two
Norbert one. What am I thinking of?
Oh, the this one, John. This one.
Yeah, no. Yeah, what is that?
That's Craig's favourite, isn't it?
Yeah, what is it? But they did the dripper version, didn't they?
It's an Origin.
Yeah, and the Origin dripper. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, you could do that
right at the top though.
No. Sorry, I was talking about their old.
I mean, they're totally. They are entirely different. I mean, that's a Genesis. That's a Genesis. Right, you can use it with cotton.
Previous creation.
I don't know what your link is there, John. But it's
because when they did a dripper, it was a vertical coil in a dripper, which Origin.
Oh, this isn't though, is it?
No, not at all. I was just thinking of their old stuff. Sorry.
But that's by Norbert. That's nothing to do with TJT.
I know. Sorry.
I've got no idea what you're talking about, John. Okay, but that is That's the Nostrum by TJT.
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
If the airflow
Uh-huh.
is smooth, it'll be very nice.
I mean, I did see one of those projected airflow pictures.
Oh yeah.
But to be honest with you, I don't take a lot of notice of them.
You've got to put that up just because it would trigger John.
I mean, another thing I quite like about it is, I'm not really a massive fan of 22mm atomizers because they've got too much deck space. But if you look at the pictures on there, it does look like a really condensed deck. It is much smaller on the inside than it is on the outside. And then obviously you've got that juice well raising up the coil and giving it a smaller chamber again. I think it looks dead interesting. I am interested to see how it vapes.
Yeah.
Four airflows is quite unusual. I spoke to the chap who's the designer of this, and he thinks he reckons it's going to be a mouth to lung vape, up to a restricted direct lung, but aimed really at mouth to lung people. So it could be a real winner. I'll keep my eye on it, and when we get some proper pictures, I'll bring you some proper pictures, show you how it goes, and yeah, that's that. Rich.
Hello.
Tobacco shares.
Oh yeah, so this has popped up the last 2 days on the old thing. So a few people pointing out obviously everything that's going on in America, and then looking at this, which is a British American tobacco share price, which has risen a bit in recent times, and obviously put in the very simple link that recent vaping troubles may have resulted in an increased share price of the British American tobacco. However, I think it's not that closely linked. I think it's natural fluctuation.
Yes.
If we look at other tobacco companies, Imperial brands, for example, overall, in recent times, very recent times, they're down. So Imperial are down.
They took a massive hit before the market closed today.
Yeah. So and I looked at a couple of others as well, and those were down as well. So I think it's an anomaly. They might have had an internal notification of something coming up, or
I think Imperials are slightly different. As I was saying to somebody earlier, Kieran on the iOS Facebook group, Imperial have got more trouble really than Vape, which is BAT, or Juul, because they don't have market penetration. They kind of have done quite badly when it comes to making a dent in everyday kind of carries for people, and so they are in a much more exposed position. And I think Massachusetts, I think their vape ban was a colossal fuck up for everybody. Didn't really make any difference. That they banned the vaping of derivatives of marijuana, anything that contains nicotine, for 4 months, which is an incredible kick in the bollocks, especially if you're not doing very well, and Imperial are not doing very well.
Do you think any big tobacco companies' share prices are affected by anything e-cig related?
I do with Imperial, because they stated when at their own AGM, they stated that they are aiming fully for the vaping market, and that their figures don't stack up, that they haven't done for a long time, and so their investors are nervous because it's.
But if you look at the profit of Blue versus their actual tobacco sale product.
But they know that's a precarious thing, because it can change. If you, sorry, this is really boring for everyone. But so if our government was sensible and they said, right, we're going to be tobacco free, not by 2035 or whatever bullshit things in their head at the moment, but they said 2021 we're going to be tobacco free. That leaves a tobacco company with no other line. A hell of a maneuver to make. That's absolutely massive, and it doesn't matter how small. their sales are shrinking. So if one department was expanding, I think their shareholders would feel safer. And I don't think Blue or Imperial are in a position to feel anything apart from shitting themselves, really. So I do think that would make a difference. I do think they took a hammering, or they could have, as you say, there might be a marketing reason.
Yeah. So again, possibly a bit of a false news doing the rounds. Oh, I'll just quickly show this as well. This made me laugh. If you're not on Twitter at the moment, you're missing out vape-wise, because it's an absolute bear pit of accusations, memes, political things, doctors chipping in. I saw Stephen King tweeted today. Did you see that? The novelist.
Oh, what? Sorry, I can't get. They've got a politician called Stephen King, haven't they? So I can't.
He tweeted. He tweeted just the comparison between guns being legal and vapes being banned, and what a crazy world we live in.
Yeah, he's spoken really openly about guns, hasn't he?
Yeah, there was this doing the rounds as well. Just quickly pop this up. Showed this John earlier.
That's right.
One child is holding something that's been banned in America to protect them. Guess which one? Shows a kid holding a Kinder Egg and a kid holding a AR-15 assault rifle.
I made an awesome joke, which was, "Oh, she's already opened her egg, I see."
Yeah.
What is this joke?
Yeah.
Well, because we're not really going to talk about this for the rest. I kind of moved down in the show, but it's such the whole thing is a minefield currently.
But just get on Twitter. You're missing out. It's absolute gold.
Absolutely, but do check. I had a discussion with somebody on the iOS group yesterday. Somebody posted up a GIF, and the GIF was the statistics for people dying in the US. So it was car accidents, drug overdose, something else, and they said these are the statistics. And lung cancer from or tobacco-related deaths, and they've got this GIF, all these figures flashing. But in the bottom left-hand corner, I noticed this watermark, so I thought, I'll check what the fuck is that? So I checked what it was, and it was actually a Texas thing for a tobacco-free Texas, who are dead fucking against vaping completely. Don't help them by downloading their bullshit.
I would say if you're going on, the point there, you're absolutely right. If you're going on Twitter, enjoy the carnage, but be a bit more careful about what you share, because there's a lot of absolute nonsense being floated around.
I did notice today, having a bit of a ramble around YouTube, I was just trying to find old Juul reviews, actually, and the vast majority of the more sensible reviewers have removed their Juul reviews.
Oh, well, a lot of them were deleted in a cull
by
YouTube when the Juul outbreak happened about 9 months ago.
Yeah. Well,
attack of the algorithm.
I think James is having a nap. Sorry, James.
I think James is next, isn't he?
I'm still here.
He's up.
I just want to throw my piece in.
Oh, yeah, go.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry. Sorry, James, go back. Have a nap.
Sorry, mate. So, scroll up. With your piece being around shares, I did a little bit of digging and hunting, looking for interesting tidbits in the tobacco industry around shares. I found something really nice, but really interesting from Business Insider. And it's the flip side of the coin. It's within the vape industry rather than tobacco shares.
Okay.
And I'll read you the headlines of the article. A top hedge fund reported 800 million bet on vaping could be in jeopardy as regulators set their sights on e-cigarettes. And it's the flip side of the tobacco shares going up, down. Crap happens in the vaping world, tobacco shares go up. Vaping shares are going down, and it's not that pension funds have invested into this. It's private fund managers who, in this guy's sake, Jason Mudrick, the founder and chief investment officer of Mudrick Capital Management, who have, where did I see it? $2.3 billion under management. 30% of their total funds under management are invested in e-cigarettes primarily in Enjoy.
Fuck.
And yeah, fuck is right. Enjoy last year did great. They provided them with a 30% return over 2018. 2019 so far, their share price is down 5.5%. When you have 800 million invested in one company and they lose 5.5% in, what are we now, 10 months, 9 months?
That's a difficult, that's that thing that we know. I mean, we know one thing, which is the vaping game. The fluctuations are huge. Enjoy could fuck up with a product or whatever. I mean,
I would, if I was any kind of investor, I'd be pulling all shares in e-cig related.
Yeah.
In the correct climate.
Pulling all shares, or for someone with that quantity of funds under management, you should be at a point where you know to have a diversified fund within the vaping industry. You're not all eggs in one basket kind of up.
Because Juul's not publicly, it's not floated, is it? It's not on the stock exchange.
No.
It's not publicly traded, so you can't actually buy shares.
You could if you contacted them directly and they wanted to sell shares, but you couldn't easily.
Talking to people like you and Richard. Actually know stuff. Stop knowing stuff.
Okay.
I will stop myself from knowing stuff.
Yep. No, it's fair.
It's really cool.
James.
Hello. Yes. Okay. This is a bit of a weird one. I think this is a first, maybe. This is a high-end vape company, kind of joining the ranks of Juul and Blue and all them sort of people. This is the glass pod. We should have some.
Oh, we're going with that. I thought you were going Aurus GT. That's in your thing, isn't it?
No. We'll
no, the glass pod. Yeah, pictures on screen now. Of the glass.
Great. So you hopefully you're all aware of glass.
Yeah, I remember them from like 4 years.
They make high-end, most famous. I mean, they make juice as well.
The juice was really popular at one point, wasn't it?
Yeah,
and it's beautiful. And it's beautifully packaged. It's absolutely beautifully packaged.
All their pods are just shit boring pods.
But they've made a Juul type device. They made an all-in-one, a closed system device. And I just thought that was really quite unusual for somebody who has previously been a high-end manufacturer to kind of get in on that. So I'll give you a little bit of information about it. I've got some of their. I mean, I wrote to them earlier in the week, or the back end of last week, try and get some more information on battery specs and sizes and weights and that sort of thing. So we'll do like a bit of a comparison to what else is available on the market. But Glass customer services haven't gotten back to us as of yet. That was the only email I could muster from their website, was their customer service department. Not customer service. So the Glass device is the pinnacle of material and performance innovation with its military grade anti-scratch PVD coating and patented eco battery tech. It's got a patented eco battery tech. I think that is just basically a regulator. It regulates the battery to a certain degree.
I did read exactly that.
That results in zero power degradation across the life of the battery. So yeah. It's got a rapid charge, 20-minute charge. It is a plug and play sort of thing. It's like a Juul. It's got pods. It's a pod system essentially. Apparently, it's got that. It's a zinc alloy frame. It's got a PVD coating for a bit of a strength on the outside there to stop it getting scratched up. It's got an LED battery indicator under that glass badge that you can see there. That's not a button. I thought initially that might be a button. I thought that, because I'm not really super mad for stuff to activate jobbies. I'd rather have a button if I had an option. I'd rather have an on-off and a button. That's not what there's. It's just a badge there. It's got apparently the EcoTech battery thing is whatever that means. I don't know what that means. Something a little bit unusual. Apparently, it's got a triple coil system in there, so there's 3 coils in that coil head. The pods are a little bit bigger than your usual kind of. Well, certainly bigger than Juul, I think. The 1.3 mils. I think Juuls are less than a mil, aren't they? Is that right?
Is it definitely a closed system?
It's definitely a closed system.
Yeah, you buy the pods. The pods are available.
Because looking at it, it looks like an open system in the pictures.
It does a little. It does a little. But when there is, I didn't. There is more pictures online if you want to have a little look online, and you do see the pods separately there, and they look just like
Yeah.
a pod. They look, I mean, they're a little bit of a different shape, but essentially they look exactly the same. They're 1.3 mils. The flavors you can get are blueberry cake, mango tango, icy melon, and juicy apple. So not the flavors they've got. Not the flavors that they've got necessarily that they sell.
It's going to be doing the rounds of Eton.
What did you? 1.3 mil. That's all right.
Finally, a jewel for the Oxbridge crowd.
Wow. Yeah, it's a kind of it's a posh jewel. I couldn't find them for sale in this country as of yet. I don't know how new they are. They're
about 4 months old actually. They just missed anyone talking about it. I did check earlier because I was like, oh okay, but yeah, they're not all that new. Really,
they just came into my timeline this week, and I was like, oh, I'd never. And like so, obviously, like you say, they've not grabbed anybody's attention particularly. I knew they weren't brand spankers.
The juice comes out as $282 per 100 ml.
Yeah, we all know, John. Yeah, it's not cheap. It's not cheap to buy these things. And yeah, we know. You said that before. I know. Yeah. It does work out expensive.
It's good looking.
You're then going to have to get them imported from America. You're also going to have to pay possibly.
The setup's not bad. It's $45 basically to buy, isn't it?
I saw it for $39.99. That was the cheapest I could find. It was just under $40. But then again, like you see, you've got shipping on top of that, and then you've got potentially other charges to be considered there. If you wanted something a little bit fancier than your regular pod system, then it might be worth a look at. Just to me, it was a little bit of an anomaly, a little bit unusual for somebody like us here who's previously been in the high-end market game, been in the high-end game, suddenly bringing out, well, not suddenly, apparently it was several months ago.
No, yeah, but it was nothing. I don't know if they were testers or not. I just checked, having read the notes, I just checked on YouTube to see if there was any reviews, and the first review came up that it was 4 months old. But it could be that this is an update on that system because I couldn't. I've
got no idea. And like I say, I contacted Glass directly, and Glass I just haven't getting back to us with anything.
Was their mech any good?
Yeah, they made their mech was incredible.
Right.
The workmanship on it's nuts.
They were absolutely beautiful. I mean, they were, don't get us wrong. They were big. The button was massive. I didn't have one myself, but I did get sent one to kind of to clean and send back to somebody. I did some.
Porter had got one, and I think Roz had got one. And they're ridiculous. I mean, the customer service every year they sent you a Christmas present if you bought one of them mods. If
you bought it from there, I mean, I should think so. They were $400 or whatever. I mean, they were beautifully packaged. You got the roll that came with it, and all of that. It came in a box and blah blah blah, and that leather roll. And they looked cushy, but they were big. They were really big. I mean, the button itself was an inch. Beautiful button. They were absolutely beautiful button. Really, really well made. Proper. They were high end money, but they were high end specs as well. They were really, really nice.
Just to kind of, some being a bit shitty about Glass. Having spoken to Glass, I don't know, 2 years ago when we started Just Had Nick. They are really difficult. They're quite a difficult company to deal with.
Sorry, who's quite a difficult company there?
Glass.
Oh, Glass.
Yeah, when we tried to deal with them, from the same perspective as you, I spoke to them at Expo 2 years ago. Yeah, they seemed to. They had an issue, which was they felt that nothing was going to change anyway, and I sort of talked to them about it possibly changing, and it has. Their liquids are absolutely fantastic. They did some. They were one of the first people to do the breakfast cereal thing. They were definitely one of the first people to do a fruitcake style vape. Their liquids were classy and not stupidly priced. They were not budget.
For the packaging alone that their juice line came in, it was cheap.
Yeah, and the more you bought,
the most beautifully packaging
came down significantly. You could buy. Yeah. They were giving it like 500ml bottles for like 60 quid, which sounds stupid, but once you start working it out, it's not that bad.
Yeah, I remember at a vape jam years ago, loads of people wandering around with massive bottles of glass because they just loved it so much, and it was an offer of a lifetime compared to its usual.
I had Pebbles. I remember when we first started doing the show. They were doing like 3 for 2, and I went and bought some Pebbles. It's kind of sad to see. And as you say, their mech was untouchable with how good it was.
It was just massive, though. It was enormous.
It was huge, but gorgeous.
Anyway, we've got to keep going.
Yeah. Is it me?
I don't know. You're doing the who is.
Yeah, it's
that's your job.
It's fine. I'm just going to go down. Right, this is just another American thing, but it's worth talking about really quickly because they kind of felt safe because they've got Arnold Schwarzenegger looking after them. Okay. California, they've gone with quite the warning. When did they come out with this? Yesterday, I'm pretty sure. Yesterday. California warns public to stop vaping immediately as deaths investigated. California has issued a stark warning to the public to stop all forms of vaping immediately amid concerns that a growing number of lung-related deaths and illnesses are linked to e-cigarettes. The state's public health department made the plea in a health advisory which urged everyone to refrain from vaping, no matter the substance or source, until investigations into the epidemic have concluded. The department said to date it had received reports that 90 Californians with a history of vaping had been hospitalized with severe breathing problems and lung damage. 2 more have died. The reason I've nicked this article is because I wouldn't at all be surprised to see them go down the Massachusetts line in the next few days.
Yeah.
Is this a vape prediction?
It is a vape prediction but it's a lot bigger than that because
John the Oracle.
Well, California is quite
a nanny state.
They quite like the wacky backy. Well, it's going to cause a huge problem. It's going to cost them if they go for it. So
just like thinking off the top of what's left of my brain at this time of night. Does anyone else find it fucking odd that all of the lung bullshit and all of the deaths are in America?
No, because you couldn't get those pods. I don't, because
that's what I'm getting at. Is they have an illegal pod system problem, which is it's not limited to a city or a state; it's nationwide. They have someone distributing those devices nationwide.
But if you look at if you read exactly the advice from the BMC last week, they were very particular in their words, which were effectively, we don't have a problem here. Vape liquid from here, which is what they were saying.
Yeah,
we have the controls in place. Don't buy it from other countries. Buy it from here. That was what they were saying. We are quite happy, and we're saying we're safe. And so everybody else is aware of that, and they're fucking aware of it as well. Yeah. They're not using it. This is being used for political gains. But the problem is that if another state goes down the Massachusetts line, they've got a real problem, because that's a huge amount that's a massive tax loss. And the other thing is that I know we're trying to be as light as possible, but people in the industry I work in are losing their fucking jobs all over. People in Massachusetts have got to work out how to live for 4 months with no money. People in New York are fucked. They don't have a job anymore. Having spoken to Nick from Nick who fuck me, programmed. If you've got a DNA mod in your hand, Nick wrote the software for this, and he's kind of having chats and battling every day. I know Matt from my mod. I think he's still in Washington. There's lots of people who are trying their best, but there's also people who last week had a job and now they don't have a job anymore. And I think it's incredibly sad. Sorry to go from that to that, but if California falls, that's a huge state. California is massive if it goes.
Yep, true that. Next.
Rich.
Oh, I was going to talk about this, but truth be told, I haven't really had a chance to do anything other than just set it up and vape it. This is the brand new hit the reviewers today MVP5, the classic MVP.
Can you charge your phone off it?
Well,
you used to be able to. That was why we loved them.
Well, it's a USB Type C now down here, and it does have the old power outputty thing.
Oh, I need one in my life. What the fuck?
I don't know that. Why?
They're not called the MVP for nothing.
I need one.
You are the most valuable player.
Why wouldn't you want that torch to perhaps stay on?
Because it's for emergencies.
Because you want it at the disco.
Yeah, I'm loving it.
There's no way of. I wonder if there must be a way of having that on not constant as opposed to flashing. But
do you know what? I kind of travelled around Southeast Asia with one of those and charged up my phone and lots of stuff. It's great.
But yeah, it's got the old USB charge you do there.
So it's got a lipo pack in it as well.
5,200 mAh.
Blimey, that does explain the size.
Oh, it's not small.
It's a beast.
I think I need one of them. I might get one.
It's an interesting. It's an interesting. I mean, it's there isn't a vapor that's been vaping X amount of time that isn't a bit nostalgic towards just the name MVP. Yeah. I think a lot of people's first proper mod MVP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is a new one. It's got a big colour screen now. It's still got a massive battery. You can still use it to charge things. It's got.
I will say, Matt English, torch. The torch might be to find epileptics.
I mean, if you're getting mugged by an epileptic, you're sorted.
You've got that.
You just literally zap them. There must be a way of. Like I say, it came today, and I'll often say, brand new tank on top as well. The Ajax tank, which has some tricks, but I can't tell you right now about those tricks. They've got a special. The tank has a special relationship with the mod. And all that interesting stuff that they do nowadays. So that's the thing. But it's back. The MVP is back, and it's very much what it was before. A bit modernised, a bit stylised. I mean, looks are subjective, aren't they? But it's a thing. So I don't know too much more about that. But that is new, and that's a thing. If you're a fan of built-in battery mods and you still have a nostalgic view of Innokin MVP, then maybe it's thing. I
do. Brad, have you got happy news? You have to do it quick. I just realised.
I do. I'm gonna make this one super quick. I'm gonna read the title in like 2 fucking sentences, and no one can say shit about it. For a change, the BBC has published a semi-fact-based article. Half as many Britons vape as smoke. The numbers this week were new status, blah, 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 research crap. The number of people vaping in the UK has reached 3.6 million, about half the number of smokers. Figures from Action on Smoking and Health suggest. They had a beautiful graphic graph, which I probably should have shared with Richard so he could share it with you, but I didn't, so he can't.
Describe it to us in full detail, Brad.
It shows number of smokers declining, and this goes back to 2014, number of smokers declining, number of vapors increasing, and the number of ex-smokers increasing. And they went into a little bit of detail, which I won't go all the way into, but breaking down within the subsect of vapors, 54% of vapors in the country have used it to successfully give up smoking. 40%, which I think might be a little bit high, both smoke and vape,
I think that's bullshit. Yeah.
and 6% of vapors, which I think is a realistic low percentage figure, of vapors have never smoked.
That's right.
I'm perfectly happy with that. It's not
Me too.
the bullshit where they
don't
focus on the number of people who vape who've never smoked. It's a percentage of the population, which I think is an accurate representation of data. That is all I have to say. James, darling, I think you're next.
Okie dokie. We'll just whiz through this quite quickly because we've already had it on the group a little bit earlier in the week. A few people were interested, a few people weren't. Mainly because I think the people who weren't interested was because we'll get into it. We'll get into it. Okay, this is the Nautilus GT. This is, I mean, I've just spoke about how glass we're getting into bed with the pod system. This is Typhoon getting into bed with
Aspire.
With the Aspire people, yeah, absolutely, with China. This is the Nautilus GT, designed by. This is all designed. I mean, we've had this before. This is designed in Germany, but manufactured by Aspire in China. But totally designed in Germany by the Typhoon people, by the lovely Typhoon. I love a Typhoon. I don't think the GT2 has been particularly beaten on certain flavour profiles. Anyway, so I'll give you some Jen. This was previewed a couple of weeks ago at the Intertobacco Fair in Germany, last week or whatever it was. It's Smoker Store, who are the people behind the Typhoon and that sort of thing. The joint forces with Aspire to bring this new. It's a Nautilus tank in the guise and designed by it takes the Nautilus coils, should I say? It's a Nautilus. It's a remember how old the Nautilus is? We all love. Do we all love the Nautilus? We should all love the Nautilus. It is stopped. So I don't know what the stats are for this. I'd like to say the BBC run a story on this about the stats of how many people have come off smoking using a Nautilus using a Nautilus tank. It's you still get it mentioned whenever there's a thread saying, I need something from my uncle, auntie, brother, blah, blah, blah. What should I get him? Get him a Nautilus.
I will say, James, well, the other thing, sorry, just because people in chat, I know what they're going to do and someone's already done it, which is, you can all say, like, for me, I'm not really interested in for me personally, but you've got to have a look at the evolution of the Aspire coils, number one. And that is there I can't remember, there was like 5 or 6 in the Nautilus range before we were talking about 2, where the 0.7 only came out a year and a half ago. But not only that, the coil and the threading on the coil has become an industry standard. So there's lots and lots of coils you can use with it. So people who are saying, oh fucking hell, you can only use one coil with it. Well, okay, that's not true, because I think there's got to be like 40 coils you can use. Sorry, Jim.
No probs. Okay, so have we got the pictures on screen, Rich?
Yeah.
Beautiful. So there's only a couple of pictures. One was I've robbed from somebody who took a snap in, I think this is the one that was on the group. This is somebody who took a snap actually at the Intertobacco Fair, but I've kind of straightened it out a little bit. It kind of looks a bit like an advert. You can see in there, there's going to be 5 colours available. Stainless steel, 24 karat gold plated, a rose gold, a good metal, and a black DLC coated. It's going to be available in 2 sizes, a 24 and a 22. So no 23, which was a Typhoon thing. Obviously, China's, I think they might have said, no, you don't want 23. It's 24 and 22. It's a smooth mouth lung, stroke restrictive direct lung. It takes Nautilus coils. It's what else have I got here? It's got an EFC that snaps in. It's got a clicky EFC. It has got a glass tank. I'm trying to whiz through it as fast as I can.
Yeah.
The drip tip and the chimney are made of PEI and Ultim. What else have I got? It's top fill or it's bottom fill as well. If you want, like an old-fashioned Nautilus, you can unscrew the base. But it's a top fill, a bit like the GTR, where it's just a little turn to get into it. I mean, I know loads of them are like that now. Like I say, all bottom fill. and it is going to be available in Germany. This is in Germany, so you could get one imported, hopefully. I haven't got specs on the size. If it's 2 mil or less, you should be able to get it imported anywhere. In Germany, in November, and then the worldwide release is going to be the back end of January next year. So it's
I really do hope that we can get them in the UK, because there's been a real lack of the whole GT range. We all had to buy them direct from Germany at the time, and now you can't. So hopefully we can get.
Does it say the RRP on there, Jay?
It doesn't. I have heard. I have heard rumours. This article was from what's it called? Dampfring or whatever it's called. It's not called that. The German magazine, the German vaping magazine. Yeah. I have heard £40 bandied about. It's going to be Aspire prices, I believe, or a little bit more.
I heard 45 or 50 as a rumor, and I'll say this: if it's 50, that's a scandal. It's a
little bit high, but I think it is going to be high end, but it's probably going to be 3 or 4 stainless steel. I don't know what sort of. I'm speculating. I'm totally.
Yeah, but if it's made by Aspire, there's absolutely no reason
why it should be so high.
Yeah.
Unless
the Typhon guys are taking a massive watch.
They're going to be taking. They are going to be taking. If you look at it, it doesn't look like an Aspire Atty. It looks like a German Atty.
Yeah, I get that, but
I know
there's people in chat going, "I'm not going back to stock coils." No one's fucking telling you to.
Yeah.
Aimed at you.
Maybe it's just not for you. I mean, some of them. Here's the thing, John. You're using stock coils right now.
I am.
So am I.
Stock. There's nothing wrong with stock. I've been using stock.
The game's changed. The thing is, though, and you talk to Rick. Rick uses fuck me. What are the fucking Cleto 25 coils? Because it's not the same fucking thing as it was 4 years ago. When
of course it's not.
It's the same as it's the same argument now that the same group of people are having about clones. When clones got better, people were still hanging by their past experience of clones.
I still fuck butt clones in the face.
No. Put aside any moral injection or anything like that. They genuinely, certain brands got very good at making clones. But people who had the old Kraken clones and whatever, they were like, "Oh no, I had a clone once and it was shit. Therefore, all clones forever are shit." And it's a similar thing. People remember how bad stock coils used to be, and they don't realise how good they can be now.
They can. They really can. I've been using the Nautilus 0.7 coil for that. I will say these Presso coils are kind of making me lean the other way, but I've been using it for a day. But the Nautilus 0.7s, you can get a 5-pack and you can use all 5. You could not do that 4 years ago.
I would say as well, if you can't wait for the release of this, buy a Nautilus.
Yeah,
or buy an EVL, because the EVL Twin takes the Nautilus coil as well. If you're dying to have that vape,
I just find, I don't know, I do find I totally get its place, but also find it quite funny.
Yeah. But this
a tank already exists that takes that coil. Get that tank.
Well, many tanks do. Yeah. But if you want that look and you want that tank, get it. I do. But
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, I'm totally interested in this purely because it is I think Aspire's gear is definitely one of the better Chinese manufacturers.
They don't discontinue. They're not going to go bust tomorrow. You will be able to buy the coils, which is what when I talk to new vapors, somebody asked me today, I want a cloud chucking tank. What should I get? Well, the answer is a Cleto for me, because you're going to be able to buy the coils, because those coils, the Cleto 25, has existed for nearly 2 years and they're still making it, and they even went back and made more.
What I say to, and I don't think the advice has ever been taken on board, but what I say to when I talk to a lot of the smaller Chinese vape companies, you know who they are, your Vupus and your Dovpos and your slightly, the second tier or even third tier Chinese vape companies. I always say, if you want to do a sub-tank, that's great. You want to do your own coil, that's great. But make a really popular coil fit it as well.
Yeah.
And they never take me up on it. And I think they're missing a trick, because if you just have that little adapter in your box, or it just happens to be the exact same fit, it's just an extra selling point, isn't it?
Because the other thing is, small shops like me, I'm not stupid, because we don't sell the coils online.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the vape shops that have 1,000 different types of coil.
I'm not going to stock fucking 40 types of coil. This is never going to happen. So if you've got something that's the most...
As a reviewer, if, you know, one of these smaller companies came out, they did a sub-tank, and I got it in for review, and it happened to fit a Crown 4 coil. No matter what I said about that tank, at the end of the review, if I could say, but that's all irrelevant because you can just get a Crown 4 coil and it'd be ace, then they can't get a bad review.
Yeah, agree.
So,
we need to try and Tar this son of a bitch.
No. We've still got loads of news.
We've still got loads.
More news.
Next, what's the next thing, James?
Was it me?
We have got Just Add Nick American Suppliers.
Oh, there's a really quick one just to say there is, because I put it on the Just Add Nick page, but I know you might not be following it still. But there is a delay on Pistache, and the reason there's a delay on Pistache is because everybody who makes the crazy flavors you like and the concentrates that become the flavor you like are currently fighting this legislation in the US. So I'm waiting for my supplier to get one ingredient, pistache, so it tastes like pistache. As soon as they get it, which is Toby, but as soon as Toby gets it, it'll ship. I'm expecting it to land next week and we can do the rollout properly. But it's the understanding thing that everything is set, but I need that to go. I need that bit. I need Toby to get it, and then we'll roll out pistache. And we've got I don't know, 200 bottles, because I have to make up for 30 mils, but we've got 200 bottles, something like that. A bit more, 220 bottles, something like that. That's coming in next week.
This is John being quick, by the way, everybody.
Sorry, and
if you want to record that and play it back to yourself, that's John in full brevity mode.
James, BF99.
We'll skip through this. This is the BF99 cube from No Name Mods. We've got a couple of picks. This is a re-release. This is a re-release of the old BF99. It's from 2014 or something like that, 2014, 15. It's probably 5 year old. It's an old sort of mesh Addy. It's been re-released by No Name Mods. I've got loads of specs. I'm not going to go through them now. I've got some pictures. If you're interested in
looks great.
Have a little look on the No Name group on Facebook. It's that little blue F thing. Do we say that? We still say that, don't we? Loads of spec. It's 22 milli. Rah! It's a re-release. It's got a new outlet. It's got a new look. It's essentially the same inside. Essentially, that's that. Okay.
I think it looks cool.
It does look okay. It's an unusual design. There is one more quick thing. This is a bit of news. If it says we've got time, we're 20 minutes.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
Quickly say this.
Yours is real news, James.
We've had in amidst all the crazy carry on in America, all of that kind of really. We've had a little bit of news in this country, and that is that there's going to be a vaporizer. It's not really a vaporizer. It's classed as an inhaler.
Oh fuck! It's old as shit, James. That's 2 years old.
It's not. It's only just. No. It was developed 5 years ago. It is only just been passed to be put on
a medical product. Yeah. It's made by BAT. Were backing it, weren't they?
Yeah. That was years ago, John. BAT
absolutely,
but no longer a part of it. It is just Kind Consumer. The fellas from British American Tobacco are no longer a part of this. This is it's a British company. It's nothing to do with BAT anymore. This has nothing to do with Big Tobacco at all. It's only just recently it passed as a medical device years ago. It's been in development ages. They couldn't get the money. There was blah 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 blah. BAT held them back by the looks of it. However, they are coming to market really, really soon. They're going to be $11.99. It's not a vaporizer. It's not a vaporizer.
It's an aerosolizer, basically.
It is. It's kind of it's a pressurized. It's still vape juice. Essentially, it's still e-liquid. It's still a sort of a salt-based e-liquid in there, which is kind of.
It's not. It is 45 milligram. I will say that.
It's 0.45 milligram.
No, it is 45. I know it's because the way we do it, but it is 45.
It's per milliliter, whatever it is.
Yeah.
We've got a picture on screen there. It kind of comes in a tab packet. It's got a pressurized container in there. You charge it up, and you get a blast of this pressurized. And apparently, I watched a couple of videos. One of the fellas is vaping on it, inhaling it, and it's kind of a cool blast of this this e-liquid. I
will say you've got to be careful because the list of investors is like the shit scum arsehole list of the world. You have got.
We're not telling people to buy it, John.
No, but I'm just saying they're saying it's going to go on prescription. It is going to be as popular as thrush. It's a £10 million tax dodge by the fuckwit who brought you computers for school.
The news is, John. The news is that
he's a
that the NHS is going to be prescribing this to smokers.
So they say, but they've got a £10 million budget. You might as well be saying they're going to prescribe blue plastic chairs to stick up your arse.
But the news is, John, that it's going to be available on prescription to people who need it.
Yeah, bullshit. It won't, because it's not. It's down to health authorities. I agree, James. I agree that's what the news says. I totally agree that's what the Telegraph have run with. I totally agree with that. That's what POV have run with as well. But it's down to the health authority, and they don't have to add it to their list, so they won't.
Okay then, John.
Sorry, James. I fucking hate that piece of shit, and it's existed for 4 years, and they're not going to run out with it because it would cost a fortune. It doesn't work.
Okay then, John.
I love you. Try it for Darbar.
Well, yeah, we'll have to see, but I mean, that's a thing, isn't it? It's an actual thing.
What's it called? Voke, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. The Voke inhaler. It's not called a vaporizer, it's the Voke inhaler.
Okay, so Travava.
Like it's pissed on a birthday cake. I didn't mean to.
You're
okay.
Travava. I love you.
Travava. We haven't really chatted to chat that much, but we do see you guys there, so thanks for being in there. Let's crack on with Travava. First one looks like a train track.
Okay, I'm not organised with Travava's. I'm still
good. It's a good opportunity for me to say who's in chat. Ian Schwartz in chat. Austin's in. Dean's in. James Hall. Matt English. Mick Blizzard is in. Ali is in. Good to see you, Ali. Hope you're feeling better. John Frabe is in as well. Matt English is bearing with us. Davey Reed is in there as well. 3 Minute Golfing is back in there. Jesus as well. So good to see you all. Chris Morrow, of course, is as ever present in chat. Good to see everyone, and yeah, we'll talk to you more next week. But it's Travava time.
Brilliant. Okay, I have put some Travava on news before we crack on with Travava. I'm sorry about this. Travava, Travava is getting off track. It's getting off track. We're getting a lot of this. We're getting like a lot of. If it reminds you of John,
don't boast it.
That I'm afraid that is not a Travava. So any John. So if it's the bird, if it's the forehead, or whatever it may be, we shall not be. I'm afraid we'll not be doing them. We're doing flashlight. Okay, let's do it. Okay,
sorry. I have figured out how to make it a constant.
I work that.
Lovely.
It's very, very simple. If you're not an idiot. Right, let's 100% right. I've always said, James, you should have complete editorial of Travava.
Yeah, well, we're going to start doing that.
Yes, perfect. Right, so the first one is a train track by looks of it.
This is Alex McAnally. 510. It's got 510 minutes. It's a training track or whatever it is. And it's got 510 minutes. It was alright, and he took a photo, and that's a genuine.
I don't mind that. It's all right.
I like real one taken by the real. I like those ones.
I do too.
A bathtub.
It looks like Chris has been bathing with his rubber duck.
It is. This is Chris Bell. This is an FU, John. This is an FU, John. So we wouldn't normally allow. If this was next week, we wouldn't be having this. Or would we? I don't know. This is on the line. I'm not sure.
It's quite original.
It is. But I mean, I could see.
I made that my profile picture for like.
I could see a fun, John. But
yeah, it does say that to me.
It wouldn't be true. Okay, next one.
Oh, it's someone's got a meme on a credit card.
Yeah, this is quite. I mean, you see this quite a lot in vape groups. This is the "shut up and take my money" meme. With Fry there. That's Fry from Futurama.
Yeah,
that's from Colin Albans. Thank you, Colin.
Oh, this is a black and white picture of an alien sitting a maths exam.
Yeah, this is an old school vaporizer, I think. There from Colin Albans. It's not a bad one. We like it a lot. Next one.
Imagine if that exploded on a plane. A red bubble.
A red bubble.
Allegedly.
Oh, okay. This is Colin Durant. This is poor. Or is it funny? I'm not entirely sure. Funny and it's poor. This is an ostrich, a reminder of us.
Oh no! You're not doing John's. You're not doing that bollocks.
It's Colin. It's Colin. He's a lovely lad. He's lovely. Somebody said it's a doubler. I couldn't see the doubler in it. I don't know what the doubler was.
We do say allegedly way too much.
That's maybe what it is. Allegedly, of course. Okay, that's Colin Durant. Next one.
Poisoning of industrial alcohols.
Okay, this is from Connor of Mum's Vape. Connor, this is about prohibition. Reminded him of vaping that he's referring to the THC cartridges thing. Maybe that was a
Well, you're talking about prohibition, no vaping. It's fine.
But also the poison of industrial alcohols manufactured in the United States, products regularly stolen by bootleggers. I think what he was inferring there was that maybe the THC cartridges that be by the government, conspiracy theories and all that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, okay, fair play. Yeah, well, that did go on, and that's where it'll ultimately go. We're looking at an oil patch.
Okay, this is Craig Nichols. This one wouldn't come through. This is John's finger in an oil spill, I think. Craig Nichols.
I'd missed all the negativity on Facebook. Here's a positive post.
It was good. I like that. Sonny.
Yeah.
Fair play.
Yeah. Okay, next one.
Moomins.
Okay, this is Daniel Thornton. Anybody get this one?
Riviera, there's in the Atty.
Riviera, there is a Riviera Atty, and there's also the fact that the Moomins, we had the Moomins movement about 3 or 4 years ago. Do you remember? For the Frape, yeah, absolutely. Next one.
Ooh, AWG.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, this is Dave Wright. He wasn't watching last. I think he wasn't watching last week. He was fixing something or whatever, and he took a photo and sent it in. I know John doesn't like the.
I don't like bullshit, inaccurate wire measurements.
The universally accepted measurement for wires. John doesn't accept that. Next one.
I like this one.
BigClive.com.
It looks like a bot.
This is David Childs. These are not bad, especially that top one. Somebody mentioned what these are. These are tube catheters or something like that. Bottom one is LED.
Right.
Tube catheters.
Yeah, tube catheters.
It up.
Yeah, you put them up your willy. That's what you do with them. or
Hence the sad face.
I will say, by the scale of that hand, I have got something wrong. I need to go see somebody. If you can fit that up your willy.
Yeah, but it looks a little bit like a vaping thing, doesn't it?
It does. I do agree with that. That I agree with.
Yeah, pretty good, that.
Next one. Derry Murphy.
Ooh, dad jokes.
That's rubbish.
Yeah. It's got watts and ohm in it. It's got watts and ohm in it. It amused Derry. That would probably pass.
Derry's in chat. We love Derry, but that's wank. Derry's older than me.
Derry's older. He looks like a child. You know what it is? That's Irish.
That's not a bad thing.
No, that's the Irish.
No. It is. He's 40. He's coming up to 40.
You used very easy paper around there, Derry.
Oh, he really did.
He used to throw the papers from the shop
downhill on a sledge. Just chucked him out. His mum pulled him back to the top. Ridiculous.
We've got the same one.
Oh yes. Skip that one.
That's all right then. We're looking at a gun.
Oh, this is from Fizz.
The handle's very high-end stab-esque, isn't it?
It is. It's very like the Marmods. I can't remember what it was called. He had a special name for it. Where it was all of the bits of ply all stuck together.
The gun nut is watching. It's not a gun. It's a rifle. That's not that handle. It's a stock.
Okay then. Okay,
Right.
thanks, John. Thanks.
Oh, masturbators.
Okay, this is from Gary Dibley. This is bait, and this is for attracting your fishes. I think we've had something like this a few. Ages ago. I think maybe it's a year or so ago. We had something similar to this. This is
What do you do? Drip it on your hook?
No, I think you lash it in the water. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know whether
I think you put it on the. I think you do put it on the bait. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You soak the bait in it, and
So it's mayonnaise for fish.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, well, fair play. I bet it does look very juice bottle-y, yeah. I mean, it's the same bottles.
It's called glug, isn't it? It's called glug.
Yeah. Glug to get a tug.
Yeah, sounds reasonable.
The fishing fraternity are no more mature than the vaping fraternity as well.
True that. Next one.
Monarchs. It's an Instagram picture of.
Yes, this is from Ian Chandler Bing. This is cards, playing cards.
Black pack of cards.
Yeah, but there was a Monarch
I remember that.
vaping thing, and some people said, "Oh, there was others." There was I don't know what the others are. Anyway, it looks a bit like a packet of tabs. Next one.
A Nautilus tank car thing.
This is from the Schwarminator.
That's a good one. I did like that.
That's real as well.
Yeah, he took the photo himself. The initial photo he posted was just a blurry mess, but he zoomed in and we got the Nautilus right in that.
That's where Ian takes dates. He goes to tank museums. Can't think why you were single for so long. Ian.
She's a lucky lady.
Yeah. Next one.
Oh, it's a Peaky Blinders.
Yes.
Snapshot.
It is. This is from me. This is the 5 bells. The 5 bells and Peaky Blinders reminded us of vaping.
I was a bit underwhelmed by season 5. Throw that out there.
I'm about halfway through season 4, and I'm kind of I was watching it religiously, and even, just during my lunch, I'll put 15 minutes on and watch a bit of that. But I've totally
never seen it. Don't know.
Oh,
got some good hats in it.
It's nice. Fucking.
I literally bought one of those hats this week, but
fat
I
guys
can't fucking put it on now.
Yeah.
Alibaba.
Okay, this is from James Hall. This is ragey in it. This is really. I mean, it's a bit. It's a bit muddy. It's a bit muddy. It's from James Hall.
Yeah, it reminded him of.
I think it looks like the tank broke. Or something.
The next thing along is 8,000 miles.
This is from Jason.
We're looking at a Vauxhall now.
Yeah, this is Jason McCoppinger. This is it's the Tash logo, isn't it? It's the Tash logo.
I like it. It reminded me of James.
That's an unusual place to.
I like James.
Erect a Tash.
Okay, next one.
Lager.
I didn't even get it. Oh, 5 white.
5 white IPA.
Don't work, does it? I mean, come on, let's not be silly.
It's also an IPA. So that's a doubler.
He's a regular. I cut him a little bit of slack.
7%.
He's a regular. He's a bit irregular, to be fair, Johan, but he is nice. I do like him.
Jimmy Carr.
Oh, this is from John Martin. Yeah, Jimmy Carr had the. Initially, when I first saw it, I thought it was the Twin Towers.
You have to admit, like normally, I do absolute shit. I think I did quite well this time.
Yeah. That could be.
It looks like a phobic.
Phobic doors. Yeah.
Next one.
Heisenberg.
Yeah, John Norris. Heisenberg. It's Heisenberg Lager. I don't know. I wonder if it was blue. I wonder if it was blue. Did anybody else wonder that? Just me.
I suspect it wasn't.
Yeah. I'm sure.
The next one just made me laugh.
It's a pirate skull and crossbones and a coil.
Sorry, I've got the wrong one.
Okay. Oh, this is Keith Jones. Keith Jones has been. He's been sending all sorts, and he won this at the fair. It's got the coil, and it's I don't know, it's some sort of clip.
Oh, it did. Yeah, I liked it. It reminded me of a coil.
It's a spring,
it's got the skull on there. It's got the skull on there.
It's a hair clip, I think.
A Nissan Cube.
He mentioned OBS in this one. I didn't get this one, but I thought somebody else might.
I mean, OBS also have a cube.
That's what it must be. Then it must be just as simple as that.
Well, if it reminded him. We're looking at loads of packs of bacon.
I didn't even get what the fuck this was. I know it's
just made me fucking hungry.
Okay. No. See, now, on the right hand side, we've got a couple of tubes there. I don't know whether he was pointing to them tubes.
There's salt and pepper shakers, grinders.
I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe.
But I don't know whether he thought that the maybe possibly reminded him of it. But also, you've got Bobby Bacon, haven't you? You've got
Oh, Bobby, yeah, the old Bobby Bacon.
Cotton
You got
bacon.
Bobby, and his bacon infatuation.
Yeah.
That almost rhymes. And then the last one from Keith is
Oh, it's
Quincy Jones.
Ian McKellen's dad.
It's
This one-
Quincy. It's a joke because Colin sent me some quince. I cooked them, and anyway, Quincy. That was where he went with trying to.
oh yeah, you made your
That's
paste.
reachy.
Yeah,
I will agree. That is very reachy.
Oh, we're looking at a Mercedes with the license plate AFC.
okay.
That's
So
fine,
Kevin Watts, yeah.
It's real. I've turned to James's way now because I'm like, if it's real, I like it.
Yeah, good.
Don't photograph at the wheel though. 0 steps Fitbit.
Okay, this is again from Kevin Watts. This one is, if you look down there, the work week hustle. Mark T. Mark T was the winner. Seems unlikely. Seems like he drives everywhere. He drives everywhere.
He drives for a coffee, even though he's got a kettle.
Yeah.
DIY and crafts.
Okay, this is Len Burgess. This reminded him of what's his
James Hall.
James Hall. Yeah.
I agree. As soon as I saw it, I thought James Hall. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Could totally be a James Hall creation, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
A
From
dog.
Len. Okay, this is from Markski. This is that is actually that's a famous dog. That's a famous vaping dog. The dog doesn't vape. But in the background, if you look at the background there, we've got.
Oh, this was so reachy.
It's fairly reachy. It's fairly
Is
reachy.
it a Skyline box?
It is. It looks a bit like a Skyline box. It's the same sort of colour.
Reaching behind the couch.
Yeah. Okay, next one.
Oh, but TJ, in of himself, reminds you of vaping.
Yeah,
It does,
the dog, 100%.
Yeah. ADV on a Ford.
I really like the fact that he scribbled out the first bit in case we tracked the car down.
And burnt their house down.
Yeah, I just had a full-on interview with them. Can you give us some information about vape and what is your all-day vape?
I really like the scribbled out bit.
That's from Matt Paul. I think I might read.
No, it's the right thing to do.
He is a good guy.
Publicly
Yeah.
share someone's license
It
plate.
is funny.
It looks like a guy trying to hit a cactus.
Cactus.
Yeah, that's what it is. This is from Michael. But this was a video. It was a fella. But it's a fella punching a cactus. It's cactus puncher. Reminding him of
Some
it.
people are very desperate to go viral, aren't they?
They are. No, we're not referring that you are Michael Briggs.
Some others
No,
are just
absolutely
use a lot
not.
of drugs.
That's the cactus puncher.
But actually,
Next
it's
one.
actually quite good Travavo, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, okay. So we're looking at a cricketer getting photographed.
Yeah, this is from Mick Blizzard. Mick, you've done better. You've done a lot better. This is the 7. This is the
Yeah. After this.
After the S7. Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations to Essex, who won the county championship today.
Yeah. Congratulations, all of Essex. Yeah, lovely Cockney people. Next one is from Mick Blizzard again.
It's an 8mm gas fuel filter.
This is much better. This is much better. I think that's
That
absolutely.
looks exactly like an atomizer.
That's absolutely spot on. I think
That's very good. I mean, it's actually quite a nice design for that, isn't it?
It's not bad with them cutaways at the top.
Yeah, I like that.
I think what Mick has done tonight is he's successfully done the yin and yang of Triumph Guitars. He really has. He's gone from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. I think Mick might well win the Triumph Guitar Championship.
Triumph Guitar Bar of the week.
Yeah. Next one.
Oh, it's 2 non-binary people in pajamas.
It is. But this one, and you can tell by the colours and the hair and the legs and everything. This reminded him of John Martin in his frock.
Oh, okay.
Remember that? We all remember that.
Ah, it's very good. I like it. It just doesn't like
Great. Yes, that's from Mr. Paul Iverson.
Fair play. What was he looking at? We're looking at Allen key. We're looking at an Allen key.
That's bad.
Quite funny, a little bit of a Photoshop jobby there. This is Robert Ballum. I want to say Robert Ballum. Alan, we all need them for various atomizers. I wish we didn't. I really wish everything was just a single crosshead or a flat screwdriver.
The Philips ones Yeah. Anyway, there's some sort of massive cloud.
Okay, it's from Scotty Bogfoot. Yeah, I think we've had the video of this before. It's some sort of it's a cloud making machine, isn't it? Somewhere.
I think there's
Oh
more.
wow,
rocket
that's
engine
fantastic.
testing
Yeah, but-
facility.
But I got, do you know, it's really bugging me. I was trying
What's
to
it actually? Its purpose in the world?
No, it's not. It isn't for cloud making, but I can't remember
It's
what
a
the fuck-
rocket engine testing facility.
Scotty,
that was
when
when-
you watch this back, let us know. It's definitely Steam.
Brad literally just said.
What was it? He didn't. He was just making up bollocks.
No, I'm not. It's a rocket engine testing facility, and that one in particular was for testing the rocket engines for the New Glenn, which is manufactured by Blue Origin.
Hey John, apologise to Brad.
I'm suspicious. I don't know.
Hey John, apologise to Brad next week.
I will 100% forgive you your suspicions, and I will accept your apology next week.
I will, yeah, but I don't.
We're looking at presumably some drip tip lookalikes.
Oh yes, again from Scotty Bogfoot. Yeah, they are quite drip tippy. I don't know what they really are. Probably some sort of crack pipe or something.
Potentially,
like that.
yeah, shisha bong-esque.
Could well be paraphernalia, but it looked a lot like a dibbly, like an old dibbly.
There could be
Micro
moon cups.
hydroelectric power system.
These are pretty good. I quite like these ones.
They're pretty dodgy.
Scotty, I think he's done a couple of good ones this week. Really good.
Yeah, a lot of views on that.
Goodies
Oh.
and baddies.
Oh, who's
Baddie
this then?
goodies.
Who's done this? Just loads of what look like glass tanks.
Steve Tompkins. Yeah, they look like a lot of. I mean, when I saw this picture, there is some way you look at them and you just think, it automatically takes you to vaping.
Yeah, it reminds you of it.
I will apologise now, Brad. Andy has just said spot on. I apologise.
Oh, sweet. I'm super glad I was right because it was a
I'm going to find out
guess.
what I thought it was. I apologise.
We're looking at someone's phone wallpaper.
Okay, this is from Trev Larkin. He's gone. I'm sure he'll catch up at some time in the next couple of days. Trev, I'm disappointed in you. I'm not really. This would not make the grade of future driving for Tarvars. Think yourself, look, we're getting this one squeezed in there. I'm not going to do beer ones just because John drinks it. I need to get his ego in check. I seriously do. He's going to kill somebody. I think he's killed before. He'll kill again. We need to sort it out. Okay, and that was.
I'm up for that. I'm up for getting rid of them. I totally agree.
We're ending on that one, Trev. Thanks very much. I hope you're catching up sometime in the rest of the week, and you see that we're all saying Trev Larkin. Yeah, that's it. That's me done. Thanks very much.
Thank you for everyone that has watched this evening. The people on catch up.
That was a good show.
Skip the first half hour and skip the last half hour. They're already gone, but thanks for watching posthumously. Yeah, thanks to everyone in chat.
I liked it. It was controversial.
Big Tom's in there as well. Medium Tom.
Medium Tom.
We swung both directions tonight.
But yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, and we will potentially see you next week. Don't forget to double tap that like button. That's always recommended. Yeah, hit that like button. If we don't get 12 likes, there is no show next week. So be on your guard and do that. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week potentially. Bye.
Bye.
Right.